So this is a crown that Julie Findlay, our mom I know, has made for me. And this is what I could be doing to cheer on. Go, Mom!
Yeah, well...
Okay, first of all, I did run the 10K for Ottawa Race Weekend, and I distinctly remember you, because you were on your rollerblades.
I was.
And you were cheering on people. And I remember that running, going, there's Julie!
Yeah, and see, that's the whole thing. If you go to watch your mom, your sister, your friend, you are going to see a lot of people. Like, it's a community run. All these races are, and I get so excited because I've been in both places as a runner and as a spectator, and there's just, the energy is high along that whole street. So when you're running by, like, and I felt so bad because you're like, Julie, I'm like, oh, and there's somebody else, and I started cheering you on, then I saw you again at the end, and that's what's just so fun about it. So what's great is if you can get to the race weekend, or any race, this weekend it's Run for Reach tomorrow, and so the idea is set up a cheer section, and there's actually incentives by race weekend to set up your cheer section. What I like about the cheer section is I could be running and I know to look for certain things, like if it's a hat that I know that I can see on the side.
You'd see this.
If it's a noisemaker. And that's and it's not even just for your friends and family, it's for everybody running. Everybody has that moment of, I really want to stop, but then somebody somehow is like, go, and you're like, I'm going.
And there was one thing that they had your names now on some of the bibs, and so people could actually, the people on the side could see your name coming, and then they would cheer for you and say your name, and it was like, okay, like, you know,
absolutely.
It was a ton of fun. So we're going to make noisemakers.
Well, there's 4 noisemakers that I thought would be pretty fun, made out of recyclables, making use of all our recyclables. This is toilet paper, or you can do it with a paper towel. And listen to this sound. Isn't that loud? And way too loud in the house, but all you need to do is take one of these, make some holes in them.
Yes.
Take wax paper and just cover the end, and it's like your homemade kazoo. It's brilliant, and it takes seconds. So yeah.
Okay, you saw that we just did this in 2 seconds, and there's.
Oh, you gotta let the air. Yeah, you can't plug the air holes. Okay, 1 second. We got it.
Really
but you had a big blow there. I don't even think you need to blow that hard. There you go. Blow.
Oh my God, right now.
Yeah. What? Ah, no, yell into it. No, yell. Ah, you're like, ah. Okay, so you know what? You're just such a good runner. You don't need to make cheering things. Other recyclables, and you could decorate it. I started doing that. Is just put some beans or anything in it, and this is your shaker.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because you can't clap the entire time, right? Okay, here's some beans. Here, you got, you could stick those on or pour in your beans.
Put a picture of your parents or your mom or your friend or whoever's running.
Exactly, because you will, if you're watching the half and the marathon, you're going to be there for a while.
Yes.
Which is another thing. Come up with fun games with your kids, because you're like, I love bringing them out because it's a great thing for them. I'll put some more glue on there for you.
Okay.
It's great for them to do it, to be out there. But there's things like the alphabet game. Like you said, everybody has their name on it.
Come on, I spy a runner who's wearing
red, green.
Yeah,
you could do the colors of the rainbow. You could do so many things. You could clap for anytime you see somebody wearing yellow go by. So it sort of reinforces them to clap, because everybody does like being cheered. Coffee cans you can make into drumsticks. These are our chopsticks. So I put a little handle over here, and you can put it around their neck, and they can start. John made better music than I did. Like, that's like your blow thing. That's what I got. So maybe that's not the best one. And your easiest thing with your paper plates, fill it with beans, and it's a tambourine. Another fun thing is if you have friends that could play guitars, like this is a local guy that plays all of the time at like the Elmdale. He does a lot of kids festivals. You could download this. You could bring your iPad portables. You could do things like that. You can actually, they have a list on most races of where cheering sections are. So in those cheering sections, there's usually music. So set up there. But the idea is get there early, find some shade, find some space where there's a bit of room for the kids to run. And the idea is you will get there early, so just be ready with a lot of things to do.
But let me tell you, once it starts, it's quite inspirational. You see different stories, you see different runners, either those that are just, you know, like they're flying through, or you know that someone's struggling, and you can be a part of helping them get through to the finish line. It really is remarkable.
It is, for sure.
And I have a really quick story, because Tony and I did the 10K, and we were right around the 7K mark, which is where we anticipated seeing Andy and Jamie, because we had friends that lived there, and they had taken them so that they could bring them down, and we couldn't find them. But Tony was dying to. He's like Leanna. He was like, I can't go. I can't keep going. And he's like, but I'm not going to let the kids see me walking.
Yeah.
So it was almost like a good sign that we kept thinking, oh, maybe they're walking towards the finish line and they're walking
Mm-hmm.
along the route. So he didn't stop, and he said, but had he seen the kids
He would have
behind,
stopped
he would
right
have
away.
stopped. So that was it was kind of a
Yeah,
fun thing.
it's so great. Like
Yeah.
you could spread out all through the route, and on every website for each run in the summer, you could definitely go onto the
Yeah.
websites and see what there is to offer.
Yeah,
Lots
it's
of
not
good
just
stuff
for race
too.
weekend. This is going to be good for the entire summer. Great. And I like
Absolutely.
the idea of having something like a crown or something noticeable so that
Yes.
the person knows what to look for.
And as a runner, you know that too. If you want to be noticed, wear just a darker shirt, because what's white and black, white and black. I remember one year I had orange and I was the most cheered for, and it was my best half.
There
So
you go.
there's something to be
Wear
said.
color.
Yeah.
We have to take a commercial break. Still plenty more to come. We're going to be taking a look at one of our guests, which was Booty Camp Fitness, working out with a deck of cards, and still plenty more to come. More with Julie also.